So does this ever feel like you sometimes? Can't leave home without a box of tissues, drippy nose, congestion, headaches. It's gorgeous outside and you don't even want to go out because you know the pollen count is really high and you're just going to feel more congested and crappy if you do. My name is Dr. Ellie Chavez, founder of ElleWell.com, and I'm going to share with you a fresh tip on how to make yourself healthier so allergies aren't as big of a problem as they are for you this time of year. Let's take a look first at where the sinuses are located in the skull, which tend to give us the most problem with allergies. We have the frontal and the maxillary sinuses. The frontal are kind of up here above the eyebrows. The maxillary are right there in the cheeks. There's the small ethmoid sinuses along the bridge of the nose. And then there's that deep sphenoid sinus, which is kind of back behind the eyes and gives us that deep headache too sometimes when we have a lot of congestion. And so these cavities or sinuses in the skull are lined with mucus, and when we breathe in pollen and allergens, they can get stuck in those mucousy areas of the sinuses and cause irritation, congestion, and more of the mucus to flow getting stuck in that area as well, giving us that sinus headache or sinus allergies as we call them. So I'm going to share with you a few fresh remedies that you can use. First of all, we have local raw honey, and this is great because it contains the pollens that you're actually allergic to, but it offers it at a very low level, almost a homeopathic level, so that you can start to build up an immunity towards those allergens. So getting a lot of fresh local honey, local to your region, where the bees have collected the local pollen in your area, gives you that immunity and that little boost in your immune system. Also, mint is great because it stimulates the sinuses and helps things flow a little bit more for you. Lemon is a great alkalizer and overall improves the body's immunity as well. So these three things together you can put together in a nice tea, which you can drink several times a day, and that will help promote your immunity and help reduce your allergic symptoms. Here's a few yoga poses that can help as well. The first one is a modified headstand, where you're putting a little bit of pressure on the top of the skull. And we talked about how those sinuses are located within the bones of the skull. And so by allowing pressure on the top of the skull, you're going to expand and contract those joints of the skull very slightly, but just enough to create some movement. And that's important because we want to flush out the sinuses. So if you can imagine opening and closing and creating movement within the sinuses, you're going to start to move all that stuck, all that congestion in your head and skull. So that's a great pose to do. You want to make sure that you're just doing a modified version and that you're not going completely upside down, because if you have a lot of congestion, this can make you dizzy as well. So, make sure you do this carefully. And then follow it up with a child's pose, putting pressure again on that forehead area where those frontal sinuses are can also help give some pressure and movement into those sinuses. The Neti Pot is also another great remedy because especially right here in the nose and the nasal cavity, the allergens are first introduced and the pollen is first introduced. And some of the pollen, if you've ever seen it close up, is very spiny and can get stuck within those mucus areas of the sinuses and the nasal cavity, causing more irritation, and you're not actually ever getting rid of it. So doing the Neti Pot allows that to push those allergens and that pollen out of your nose and out of that area, so it's not constantly giving you problems. Great thing to do first thing in the morning and last thing before you go to bed, and just kind of clear out, or if you're having a lot of symptoms, you might do it frequently during the day. So this is a great way to help those sinuses as well. So those are your fresh tips for today on improving your immunity and reducing your allergy symptoms so that a scene like this doesn't seem like such a nightmare. Thanks for listening, and I'd love you to leave a comment below, and please share with me what your favorite allergy remedy is, and we can share that with each other and help improve our health. If you like this video, go ahead over to my website, ElleWell.com, and subscribe to my VIP newsletter list where you'll get a lot more great tips and exclusive tips just for that list as well. And thanks for stopping by, and I hope you feel better.